Hey lovelies, how's it going? Hope all is well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a video about this trending topic on Twitter the other night. It's regarding a rapper in Atlanta named Miss Mulatto. If you don't know who she is best known for being the winner of Lifetime's reality series, The Rap Game with Jermaine Dupri. Out of all the cast members, I could say she works very hard. She received a lot of praise on her new single. She just released her third EP, Hit the Lotto, and she opened her own boutique in 2017 called The Pit Stop. It seems like every other month is a discussion about her name. A lot of people are just not here for the derogatory term mulatto being used as her stage name.
This mulatto actually started as a derogatory term historically, but I kind of took the negativity and made something positive out of it. I get a lot of slack for it though. People don't like that at all, but there's a story behind it. I used to be very insecure about my race growing up. I don't like identifying with anything specific. I rather, if I have to be something, I would say I'm biracial, mulatto. I don't like saying I'm white or black.
If you don't know much about the word mulatto, it's way more than just a historical racial classification of people who were born with white parents or one black parent as a mixed race people. It is very derogatory and offensive to some mixed people.
Mulatto is not fine, but I don't think anyone says that.
If someone was like, "You're a mulatto," I would be like, "That's not appropriate. You should not be calling me that."
Mulatto seems a bit antiquated to me. Seems like it doesn't really apply anymore. Like, come on, we've moved on.
And I remember finding out somehow in school or some community something that it was not a cool word, that it derived from the word mule.
Mulatto, that's just there's so much history with that word, and how we use it. And I don't propose to reclaim it in any way, shape, or form.
When it comes to Latin America, Africans were transported by Portuguese slave traders to Spanish America starting in the early 16th century. Offspring of European Spaniards and African women resulted early on in mixed-race children termed mulatto. In Spanish law, the status of the child followed that of the mother, so despite having a Spanish parent, their offsprings were enslaved. The label mulatto was recorded in official documents so that marriage registrations and court documents allow researchers on different aspects of mulatto lives. In the United States, historians have documented the sexual abuse of slave women during the post-revolutionary slavery times by white men in power. Starting with Virginia in 1662, colonies adopted the principle of a slave law, which said that the children born in the colony were born into the status of their mother, which means children born to slave mothers were born into slavery, regardless of who their fathers were. Children born to white mothers were free, even if they were mixed race. Children born to free mixed race mothers were also free. Another part of history a lot of people like to bring up is the fact that some mixed race people in the South became wealthy enough to become slave owners themselves. At times, they held family members in slavery when there were many restrictions against freeing slaves. By the time of the Civil War, many mixed race persons or free people of color who were accepted in society supported the Confederacy. For example, William, he owned about 60 slaves in South Carolina, and then you had Andrew of New Orleans who owned about 70 slaves of his own. It all started on Twitter by this young lady. She said, "I can't believe there is really a rapper named Miss Mulatto. Another young lady decided to follow up and said, and that is the reason why I will never give her a stream. So that same day, Mulatto decided to jump on Twitter and she said, I'm never changing my name, and quite frankly, done explaining why I named myself that. The next day, she got on Twitter and said, this mulatto stuff is very confusing as a child, and I'm not going to let no one silence me. I've literally been told I couldn't have went through nothing because everybody loves light skin and curly hair. To this day, I'm not allowed to speak on white people because I'm too black, and I can't speak on black culture because I'm too white. I hated my hair growing up. It was too thick and I couldn't just throw it in a ponytail or run my fingers through it like my family on my mom's side. A part of me naming myself mulatto was learning to love myself and understand myself. I dang near had a whole identity crisis as a child. I also went to all black schools my whole life and hated my complexion. I always wished I was darker because people would call me white or albino. I've dyed over my unique natural blonde hair several times as a child because I thought it made me look white. Moral of the story, yes, I know what the name means, but it carries a deeper meaning with me. I used to hate qualities about myself that made me mulatto and felt so confused about my identity. I'm that voice for the next girls who felt like I did. Y'all can get out my mentions because I promise I don't give a flying F. Said what I said, and my name is not changing. Like she said, a lot of people question her name, even older people that go to her show. She explained they asked her parents all the time, why would you allow her to name herself mulatto, especially being that she went by that name since she was 10 years old.
When I do shows and there's like older people in the crowd that kind of are more aware of the term, they will be like, they even used to come up to my parents like, how dare you let her call herself this?
One thing I can say about this young lady, you know, this year we talked a lot about mixed race and biracial people and how they don't identify with both sides. And it's good to see someone that wants to identify with their white side and their black side. I don't see a problem with that. As far as her name, of course, a lot of people will have some issues with her name because of the past history with it. Of course, I don't like the fact that somebody wants to be called a racial slur. A lot of people did suggest to her maybe she should call herself Moolah or Lotto, which refers to money, and they both still have some type of meaning to her. But I think a lot of her fans just want her to change it because she personally admitted that some people in the industry asked her to change it, and some deals did not happen due to her having such a controversial name.
A lot of people call me Lotto. Moolah, I like Moolah because it's in mulatto, but it's money, you know what I'm saying? So
why not, with the name change, go with Moolah or Lotto instead of just the phrase mulatto if it's so controversial?
Mm-hmm. I don't care about controversy. Like, I am controversy. Like, everything about me is controversial. Like, even down to my name, I wouldn't change that. That's who I am. A lot of people, they wanted me to change it. Like, people in the business or like, you know what I'm saying? Even down to fans and stuff. Like, some people do want me to change it, but that's me. Like, you can get with it or get lost, period.
Do you think you've lost some opportunities because of that name?
Probably, but not any opportunities that was meant for me. You know what I'm saying? If it's meant for me, then it's gonna be, period. So ain't no love lost.
The battle on Twitter, basically she said, what's wrong with reclaiming a slur and being a voice of a whole culture of people? Little mixed girls come up to me all the time and tell me they can relate to my story, and I'm very proud of that. Plus, the same people who got a problem with my name use the N-word in their vocabulary. So, said for the final and last time she wasn't going to explain herself again about this situation. To me, it seems like a lot of people that actually like her music and supports her really want her to go mainstream, and they don't believe she could do that with such a name like Mulatto. Now, there are a lot of rappers that end up changing their names several times. Rapper J. Cole, who is from my hometown, used to go by the name Therapist. Even the legendary rapper Tupac used to go go by the name MC New York. Before the world knew who 2 Chainz was, he used to go by the name Titty Boy. So this is very common for people to do in the rap game. You had Diddy, Puffy, Jay-Z, Sean Carter. It's just something that people do, and I think that's what her fans want her to do in order for her to really make it in the industry. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. Bye.